On the Slaughter running back, J.R. Taylor. So the score with check that, 6:29 remaining to go now in the first half. 24 Chicago, 16 Milwaukee. Yeah, also in on that tackle for the Bonecrushers was Marvin Bailey, who, by the way, is a linebackers coach for Concordia University. Couple defensive backs on this roster for the Bonecrushers, former Concordia College football players, and Roderick Hutchins and George Carpenter. So here is the kick by Wallace. It goes into the Bonecrusher zone to my right. And here is the speedster Johnson. He's got an opening. Johnson, he gets out to midfield, and he is tackled from behind. Otherwise, he would have broken.
Is it exciting or what? He is very exciting. And not much to him.
Yeah, you know, Gary, instead of going through the door to the Milwaukee Bonecrushers bench on the far side, he just leaped right up on the matting. Yeah.
When he came out doing our introduction, I think he did like a couple cartwheels coming out.
That's right.
He's a very limber little guy. Unbelievable.
He's a crowd pleaser.
Yes, he is.
6:20 now, remaining to go in the first half. Good field position for Milwaukee. The ball rests on the 22-yard line of the Slaughter. And in motion near side Davis. Nice touch pass. It is Myeri to Palmer, and Palmer just couldn't haul it in. I thought it was there, Gary.
Yes, nice play. Nice play once again. They try and take advantage of the height that they have over there, and ran what we call a little streak, a little up pattern. Got into the end zone, just didn't come down with it.
Yeah, right now in focus, Myeri has in focus Dorian Palmer. I'm waiting to see Myeri go the other way to the other wide receiver, that being Reggie Davis, who also is very talented. So it's 2nd and 10, and for the Bonecrushers, Myeri. He sends in motion near side. It is Reggie Davis, and Myeri instead comes over to the trailing back, and that was Silva thrown behind him. Incomplete, 3rd down and 10, Milwaukee. So now it's going to be 3rd and 10. Ball on the Chicago 22-yard line. The Slaughter with a 24-16 lead on the Bonecrushers. And let's see what the Bonecrushers have in mind here. Myeri solo. Shotgun look, sends in motion. It is Davis. Myeri goes over far boards. It ball right off the hands of Palmer. Goes into the crowd. Incomplete. Now 4th and 10 for Gilbert Brown's football team.
Doug, what happened is they ran a stunt, a tackle. They tackle and twist on them, and what we call a TNT. And they did not pick it up. Got a lot of pressure up in the middle of the quarterback's face. And he had to rush that throw a little bit. Myeri had to rush that throw.
Gary Ellerson with me. Doug Pettit, hoping you're enjoying the football game. Got to like it. You got Bonecrushers, Slaughter. You just used the term TNT. This football game's got everything. And here's Myeri, shotgun, and his pass is overthrown. But you're right, here comes the yellow hanky, and pass interference will be called against Chicago, and that'll be a 1st down, Milwaukee.
Oh, no, they said it was uncatchable.
Okay.
Unbelievable, Doug.
You know, I'm not so sure that ball was tipped somewhere at the line on the throw by Myeri. Otherwise, it was a flutter. The ball was fluttering in the direction, but so no penalty, and the Slaughter will take over on downs.
I think we get a defensive stop here for a change, What do you think?
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, a pick maybe. All right, in at linebacker now instead of Dysek, we take a look at Jamie Isom. Still, the defensive backs are Roan and Roderick Hutchins. The safety belongs to Carpenter. And here is Gordon. The ball at the 24-yard line of Chicago. Back to pass Gordon. Gordon goes downfield, and there's the pick. Picked off by Carpenter at the 17-yard line. And there it is, a turnover. We got a flag, though, on the field back where Gordon was knocked down by a big fella in the way of the Chicago, or at the Milwaukee Bonecrushers, Andre Jarrett.
Now that's what you want. I think there's a little laundry on the ground back there, but it's got to be holding against them. Got to stop, Doug.
Yeah.
Got to stop. Got a turnover. More importantly, got a turnover.
So it'll be first down now, Milwaukee. 4:04 and holding remaining to go in the first half. 24-16. Steve McMichael, Chicago Slaughter with the lead. They are 0-1, though, to start out the 08 CIFL season. You got Scott Tierhoff at center. And about 4 yards behind him, Myeri sends in motion near side Davis. Myeri being pressured. Myeri will scramble to the far wall. Myeri cuts back to the midfield, and he picks up about 20, or I should say 15 yards. Good scramble there by the heads-up quarterback of the Bonecrushers.
You know what? That's what Myeri is going to have to do. He's going to use his speed a little bit more because he's a great little runner. He's a great scrambler. Things broke down. They covered very well. You know, the Slaughter covered very well in secondary, and he was able to use his feet to get a sizable gain.
Bonecrushers now in enemy territory. Ball resting on the 22-yard line of Chicago. Far side, we take a look at Silvis. He goes in motion. Check that, it's Palmer. From the snap, it is Myeri. A pass intended for Palmer, I do believe hit turf, and it is an incomplete pass. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bonecrushers.
The only thing I don't understand, they're bringing that corner from up top. When they do that, then maybe they should break their route off. And then I don't know what their offense is like, but when that guy is coming, he's vacating the zone. Just stop, catch the ball, because there's nobody there.
You're wide open in the flat.
Yes, wide open in the flat.
Yep.
Absolutely.
2nd and 10, Bonecrushers. Myeri back, and we're waiting for the snap. Sends in motion, Palmer. And Reggie, or I should say Myeri, tried to dipsy doodle, and he was brought back down, and this might be a loss of a yard or so. And there was no gap there for the quarterback of the Bonecrushers to run upfield.
They closed him in on that one. They weren't going to let him get outside. I'm sure their defensive coach, the Slaughter defensive coach, is saying contain, 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 outside in. They did a pretty good job.
Yeah, one of the big fellas up front for the Chicago Slaughter is Tate. Darian Tate, 6'3", 260. He played college ball at Northern Illinois. So this sets up a 3rd and 12 for Milwaukee. 24-16 the lead for Chicago. 2 minutes remaining to go now in the half, and a long pass downfield and intended for Brian Silvis. That one ends up in the crowd, and now it's 4th and 12 for Milwaukee.
They're not afraid to blitz. They blitz almost every single play. Now this time they blitz the linebacker up the middle. They don't mind exposing themselves. We'll try a field goal here. What are we doing?
Yeah, we've got a timeout, I believe, called against the visitors.
Yeah, Proven's on the field.
And Jake has an excellent leg. And as you mentioned, Gary, this guy is a workout artist. He is built like a lot of halfbacks are
That he is.
College ball.
He's got a lot of power.
This will be a 31-yard field goal for Provan. And Dinkins will hold. There's the snap, ball down, and Provan, he's got a little bit of a draw on his kicks, but that one didn't draw enough and went wide.
Well, it'd be important for defense to come out one more time and get a stop before halftime.
And we are 98 seconds from just that, halftime here at the USL. So first down, Chicago. And the ball will be brought back to the 5-yard line of Chicago. I think the Slaughter were hoping that the ball would be out at the 25-yard line. That is not the case on a missed field goal. On a kickoff, if the ball goes over the end zone into the crowd without being touched, or goes out over the near wall, far wall without being touched, then the ball is brought out to the 25-yard line.
This is good. Well, good for us, bad for them.
All right, Gordon at quarterback, and he has looked sharp so far here in the first half. And his Slaughter with a 24-16 lead. Quick pass over here along the near wall, and it's picked up by Keith Herron. And the quick pass works, and they pick up about 6 yards on that pass.
And we'll let them have that.
Yeah, we'll give them that all day.
Let the clock run. They can have that. Keep the ball in front of you. But you know at some point they've got to go deep if they want to score before halftime.
You got Height and Jackson split wide left, far wall. Here on the near wall, split wide right, is Heron. And Jackson in motion. Here is the pass. Gordon going down for Jackson. He's got it at the 24-yard line of Milwaukee. And a nice catch there by the receiver, Dontrell Jackson.
You know, that's not all bad. He caught the ball, but the receiver stayed in front. You know, make him use the timeout. 59 seconds to go before halftime.
And Gary, when we watched the first game of the season for Chicago as they hosted the Kalamazoo Explosion, it was completely opposite. A lot more running by J.R. Taylor and not as much passing by Gordon.
I know. I'm very surprised at the game plan. Maybe they saw something against other teams they thought they could exploit, but right now they're really throwing the ball almost on every play. And they also run a lot of empty backfield formation. So what they're saying is, we're going to throw the football. We're not going to put a running back in the backfield. And the times they've had a running back in the backfield, they ran it. So you kind of know what's going on and what's coming. And this is almost logical. They're going to throw the ball here all the way out because they need to score before halftime.
You know, in a situation like this, as both teams are 59 seconds remaining to go here in the half, and they will go to the locker rooms, of course, the strategy at the half by both Steve McMichael of Chicago and Gilbert Brown of the Bonecrushers. I wonder if there will be much of a change in scenery, if you will, come the second half. Big crowd on hand despite the winter weather outside. So the co-owners, Arlie Williams III, John Burns, and Sean Tatulis and their families extremely proud, extremely happy to see this football team and organization sprout from a seat in the ground. So here we go now. First down and 10 for Chicago. The ball at the 23-yard line of Milwaukee. It's Gordon under center. From the snap, he backpedals. He fakes once. He's going to run the ball. Here is Gordon getting free to the far wall. He gets to the 15-yard, takes a smack there by Roan. And a good gain there and gives a good field position now for the visitors.
The guys, our defense, the Bonecrushers did a good job of rallying to the football because they had it spread out pretty good in that formation. Quarterback took off and ran it. Did a pretty good job of keeping the quarterback in front of him.
And the ball now on the 23-yard line of the Bonecrushers. 24-16 remaining to go now here in the first half. They're going to adjust the clock here. It shows 44.
There we go.
And now back to 54. So 54 seconds remaining to go in the half. Now here is Ronnie Gordon under center. He will bring back along the near wall Jackson. Jackson in motion. Quick pass to the near side to Jackson, completed. And Jackson will get the Slaughter down to about the 8-yard line of Milwaukee. So another quick and out. Nice passing, nice timing between the two Slaughter players.
That's all right. Use up the clock, make him use some timeouts.
Yeah, they're moving the ball with quick passes. And a scramble by the quarterback of the Slaughter, Gordon. Well, first and goal now for Chicago. From the snap, Gordon, quick pass to the near or to the far side, completed to Height, and Height is tackled up against the far wall immediately by Tyrone Roan, and it'll be now. We'll look at about 6 yards out from the Milwaukee end zone line. Taking a look at Andre Jarrett is in there up front for Milwaukee, along with Fletcher. And along with another talented defensive lineman in Bailey, Marvin Bailey.
This pass has to go in the end zone, and the guy trying to get one in the end zone.
And
the back should know that. You know, this you got a little room here. Play
Jackson in motion, high snap, and the ball kept by the quarterback. Gordon easily gets in.
Fooled me, that's
and touchdown, Chicago.
Unbelievable. Same play as scored on last time.
Yep, that same
high
play.
High snap, faked it inside, bootleg it off to the left side. Our linebackers are flowing pretty good today.
That's
the ends are not keeping containing either.
Yeah. Well, it worked once earlier in the half. It worked again, and Chicago
fooled me twice.
Yeah, has moved out now to a 30-16 lead, and it'll be Wallace looking to put one next to the 3 on the board, and the kick is up, and it's good.
Oh, he made one, huh?
He made one. He is, what, 1 for 4 now?
Well, you know what? 28 seconds in this game is an eternity.
Absolutely. And the way Marcus Johnson has been running here in the first half on the Bonecrusher kickoffs, the Bonecrushers can pull within quickly, several points quickly on Chicago. And indeed, it's Johnson that'll go back into the end zone to receive for the Bonecrushers. To my right, you've got Adam Chorzy, a former Chicago Slaughter, right around the 12-yard line. Carpenter is out at midfield along with Brian Silvas. Wallace, he will get this one underway. Will he squib it? Will he kick it deep? I think he'll go deep. No, he squibs it. And Brian Silvas at the 20 of Chicago has it. Silvas goes to the far wall. He's tackled. And as you mentioned, Gary, excellent field position. Ball will be on about the 13-yard line of Chicago with 24 seconds remaining to go in the half. And Chicago with a 15-point lead on Milwaukee.
Good field position. It couldn't have worked out any better. I mean, Marcus Johnson, by himself, is controlling special teams because they're afraid to kick the ball to him. Now we've got good field position. See what we can do with this.
So, 1st and 10 now for Milwaukee. Myeri sends in motion Reggie Davis, who has not caught a pass so far. The pass intended, though, for Palmer, and that one is batted down. Some pretty good positioning there by the linebacker. Taking a look at the linebacker for Chicago, that being Myers. He was there in the vicinity along with the safety Leaks.
DP Palmer tried to run a post route inside, and they covered that pretty well. Ball just a tad bit behind him, though.
Ball on the 13-yard line of Chicago. 2nd and 10, Milwaukee. 31-16. The Slaughter with the lead. And the snap never came off as Atira was going to snap it, but Whistles beat him to that. And we had motion somewhere along the line, and this one is going to go against Milwaukee. So
not what we need right now when you're trying to get in the end zone.
Yeah, 21 seconds. Gary, do you go deep here?
Well, you got to go deep. You have to.
Or do you go with a couple quickies and 21 seconds?
I think you've got to get some real estate back right here, Brad.
Yeah, and Milwaukee has all of their timeouts remaining. Here is a pass from Myeri, and what an athletic catch by the running back Brian Silvas, and a nice hit there by the Chicago DB, and Silvas holds on.
Nice pitch and catch there. Silvas ran like what we called a seam route. Took a big hit. Guy cut his legs out from under him and fell on his head, but was able to hold on to the football.
So that's a big gain, and more important now, sets up 1st and goal. The ball at the Chicago 3-yard line, and Gilbert Brown and his coaching staff, they have elected to take the first of 3 timeouts here in the half. Chicago, they have 1 timeout left, but most of that is pretty much academic. Well, we take a look around the USL, and Gary, they put a lot of money into renovating the interior here, and it looks good.
It really does. Nice crowd showed up tonight. It really does.
So here we go. Ryan Myeri at quarterback. He has behind him halfback Brian Silvas. Now he tells Silvas to move over to his right in motion. Reggie Davis. Here's the snap. Myeri, quick pass to the end zone. Touchdown! Right, it's Palmer. And a quick pass. Myeri to Palmer. And with 12 seconds remaining to go down in the half, it is Chicago 31 and Milwaukee 22.
You know what? That was a good pass, a good catch. Like I said, Doug, they had a lot of time to score it now. Once again, the Bonecrushers doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, they used the timeout wisely. Nice quick pass from Myeri to Palmer. Here's the extra point by Provan. The snap, ball down by Dinkins. Here's the kick. It's up, and it's good. And with 12 seconds remaining to go in a very entertaining first half of indoor football. It is Chicago 31 and Milwaukee 23.
Now what we need to do now is get down and cover a kick. They've done a good job. The Bonecrushers done a good job of getting back into the ball game, scoring. Now we got to play a little defense. 12 seconds, and this game once again is still a lot of time.
Gary, let's see what Provan is going to do here for the Bonecrushers. He might try to spin one off either the near wall or the far wall to get that ball bouncing around. He may not go deep into the end zone. It'll be interesting. Jake Provan for Milwaukee, teeing the ball up on the end zone line of the Bonecrushers to my right. 31-23, Chicago with the lead as we have 12 ticks of the clock remaining to go in the half. Here's Provan. He gets the whistle and he kicks it deep, and the ball goes up and over the dasher boards, and guess what? This is going to be midfield position for Steve McMichael's Chicago Slaughter.
You didn't want that to happen. That's the worst thing that could happen.
And no time off the clock, so 12 seconds remaining to go. Ball midfield, and it'll be Chicago with a 1st and 10 as they hold an 8-point lead on the Bonecrushers. Dizak is out at linebacker here. Taking a look at the defensive line for Gilbert Brown's football club. You've got Jared Fletcher and Bailey. And the DBs again, Tyrone Roan and Roderick Hutchins. And the safety is Carpenter in motion. Here is Eubank, and it is Eubank going deep. The pass overthrown by Gordon, and some complaining by the receiver, but no penalty will be called. 7 seconds remaining to go in the half.
We finally got some pressure on the quarterback. This time we came with a little blitz, something a little bit different, Doug.
2nd and 10. You know, in this crazy game, you can go deep one more time and then try your field goal, but the way Wallace has been, he has not been on target here. So you got to figure they've got maybe 2 plays.
Yeah, they're going to have to go 2 plays. I wouldn't trust them to kick it.
Here's an interesting situation. Both benches on the far side from our press area, Gary, and there is no barrier between the Slaughter bench.
Kind of like Old County Stadium back in the day when I used to play. We had both teams on the same sideline.
Yeah. And I'm sure a lot of talking going on.
There's a lot of jabber coming in off the field. Here we go.
All right. And in motion, it is Eubank. Back to pass, Gordon. He is scrambling. He goes deep and almost picked off by Carpenter. He's got 1 pick here tonight. Almost got his 2nd.
I think what you're seeing, we're getting a lot of pressure in the quarterback. Once again, we blitzed again. Guys that came in on a linebacker blitz there.
So now 1 more try from midfield for the Slaughter. They have 1 timeout remaining, and they are going to gobble that one up.
Yep.
I'd like to remind all of you, what better way to watch a Bonecrusher football game than to watch it with a group. And you can save money. If you have a group of 20 to 29, you get $2 off the ticket prices. From 30 to 39 in your group, $3 off. Ditto for 40 to 49. And if you have 50 or more in a group, you get $5 off the ticket prices. Give the Bonecrushers a call at 414-755-2410 and ask them about group ticket prices. A long field goal by Wallace, and that one is no good. The horn sounds, and at the end of a very entertaining first half here at the USL, the Chicago Slaughter 31 and the Milwaukee Bonecrushers 23. Gary and I will step out for these messages. We'll be back. You're listening to 12-yard line of the Bonecrushers. In motion far side, Jackson, the handoff to J.R. Taylor. He is hawk-tied and brought down for a loss, and a big hit there by Fletcher.
Fletcher, he's unbelievable, isn't he? Unbelievable.
On the bus ride coming back from Fort Wayne a couple of weeks ago, Gary, I had Fletcher behind me and I had Andre Jarrett in front of me. So I was sandwiched between about 560 pounds of
mass of humanity.
Yeah. Second down, 14 for Chicago. Early here in the third quarter, 31-23 lead the Slaughter. Here's Ronnie Gordon under center, in motion, far side, Keith Herron. Here is the pass. It's connected to Herron at the 15-yard line of Milwaukee. It is completed, but we've got another flag on the play.
Guess who's is on? Guess who's is on, Doug?
I'm going to guess it's going to go against Milwaukee.
You better believe it.
Well, yeah, this is a situation that kind of is, well, it has gotten out of control. The number of penalties against the Bonecrushers and the penalties against Chicago.
And those you can clean up because those are really mental errors. I mean, nothing that a couple wind sprints won't cure at practice.
So offside is the call against Milwaukee. And it'll set up a second and about, let's see what they got here. Ball on the 15-yard line of the Bonecrushers. And second, and we'll call it a long 7. And here is Dontrell Jackson in motion near side and movement on the line. And it is Fletcher. Was he drawn offside? I am not so sure as he goes face mask to face mask there for a moment with Hill. Yeah.
You're thinking positive.
Yeah, it's there's going to be some
wind sprint.
Yeah, some wind sprint, chewing of ears.
That'll cure all that.
Yeah.
I'm saying that right now.
I'm staying away from the next practice.
You might want to.
Yeah.
A couple guys may get carried out.
All right, now it's going to be second and a short 3 as the Bonecrushers have been called for back-to-back penalties. Here is Gordon. Pass goes into the crowd far side. And a fan comes away with a CIFL Bonecrusher football. No penalties this time.
Yeah, Marvin Bailey got some good pressure on the quarterback. I mean, we finally got somebody in this guy's face. So
3rd and 3 now. A ball at the Bonecrusher 10-yard line. 12:44 remaining to go in the third quarter. A 31-23 lead. Chicago breaking the huddle. The Slaughter. And it is the fine quarterback, Gordon. Ronnie Gordon sends in motion J.R. Taylor. Flip to Taylor.
Oh, nice
Taylor
play.
gets about 3 yards. A good tackle there by Carpenter. The safety came up quickly to put the pads on the legs of Taylor.
I like that George Carpenter. I mean, that kid is always running football. He's a nice football player.
And talk about a guy that shows enthusiasm in practices. It is George Carpenter. Just call him Carp.
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 All right, first and, well, it is goal now. First and goal. Goal on the 7-yard line. Ronnie Gordon under center. Sends in motion. Jackson. Gordon back to pass. Takes a look. Goes to the far side.